What's up? Black men will be poor when they constantly consume. You are a black man trying to self improve and gain a grounded identity in being a black man. I have a deep dive guide on all the things of learning to look up to in black history, eating healthier, having a more calisthenics based workout, becoming more financially literate, and also learning to come together with other black men on a week to week basis to self improve and gain a grounded identity in being a black man. If you're interested in that, the link for that will be in the bio section of my YouTube channel. Just click on my channel. You'll see the link right there in the bio section. Click on that, internalize that, and become the strongest version of yourself as a black man. Okay, now when we start to look at why a lot of black men are poor, and really why a lot of black men aren't even creative, because, like I've said, this type of thing, when it comes to overconsumption, it not only applies to keeping you poor, it applies to you staying dull and staying a mental slave where you're outside of your own life. Like I said before, it's causing you to lose yourself because you're constantly in a place where you're not living your own life. You're actually in an alternative world. You're in your fantasies. You're watching a TV show, right? And one of the things that I remember in my life where I was actually a lot happier, it was when I was a child. And it's not because I was a child, it was because there was a huge portion of my life when I was younger where I did not sit inside all day. I would not watch TV all day, right? I would go outside, play basketball, try to do stuff with my friends, maybe get into some trouble, maybe get into some trouble, right? But that was tremendously better for my mental health, not to be in a place where I had to escape from reality. Nowadays, we have so many black people and people in the black community where we use drugs to get outside of our life. We use alcohol to get outside of our life. We use sex to get outside of our life, right? We use even junk food at times to get outside of our life because we're just trying to fulfill our emotions. And the thing that I really am grateful for is that when I was younger, when I was a child, it wasn't because I was just a child. It was because I was happier because I wouldn't just play video games all day. I wouldn't just sit inside and watch TV all day. I would go outside, try to build a fort in the woods, play basketball. I would actually be inside of my life and enjoy my life by actually doing things with myself in reality, right? That were actually fun. And that's why I believe when it comes to creativity, I am above a lot of guys with that. Uh because when I was younger, I got to experience like living my life outside of like through a TV show or through a video game. Obviously later on I developed, bad habits, pornography and masturbation, but that's not what I'm talking about, right? But that's actually a good example as well why when you overconsume, you lose yourself, that's where you get anxious. That's where you don't like yourself, right? But when you actually go outside and do something with yourself, and this could be anything. This could be anything. This could be going outside working out. This can be going and trying to make a business. It's all about using your mind. And you use your mind by being creative and doing something with yourself, right? And a lot of people stay poor because they never can sit back and turn the TV off. Because when you get bored, then you come up with a creative idea to do something, right? Not to consume. So it's all about not over consuming. Because when we over consume, we eat too much, we watch too much TV, we watch too much. Not We shouldn't be watching pornography at all. We shouldn't really even watch TV at all, much like that, right? Or even eating unhealthily. But you start to see when we consume. Now we're at the hands of what the producer is, and a lot of times the producer is trying to keep us in a malleable state where we don't know anything, and we can't learn anything. We really just get what they give us, and that's the only thing we know. That's how you get conditioned. That's how you get indoctrinated. That's how you don't know who you truly are, right? And that's the thing that we have to understand, that once we can sit back and not watch sports all day, because that's the one thing I've understood as well. A lot of things that are these big entertainment industries, they're distractions. They're distractions, right? Who cares what LeBron James is doing? Who cares what Floyd Mayweather got going on, right? Who cares what these celebrities got going on? That's all the distraction to get you outside of real life, right? This is why I had to cut back on even watching YouTube videos, even though I watch a lot of informational content, but I want to actually go out and experience stuff. I don't want to just learn how to do it through YouTube. And that's one of the things I used to do when I was younger. I would easily look up, oh, how to talk to a girl or how to do this with a girl and what mindset do I need to be in talking to. You get what I'm saying? But really, that's not going to get me anywhere because you're in a state of consumption. You're not in a state of living your actual life. That's what's going to make you feel good about yourself when you get out and do something with yourself, even if you fail. Even if you fail, right? I'd rather be the guy who never watched a video on trying to, have riz and stuff, but I just went out there and try to approach and speak to a woman, right? I feel tremendously better rather than being a guy who watched thousands of hours of content of trying to talk to a girl and trying to do this or even trying to start a business, but then I never started a business in real life. I never went up and tried to talk to a girl in real life, right? So the guy who's gonna get up and do something in his life, he's gonna always have a better self-esteem and he's gonna always have more confidence and he's always gonna be ahead of the guy who will just sit back and watch TV all day or consume all day, right? And that's the same thing when it comes to food. All this stuff applies to every aspect of life. Money is just one of those areas where it's evident if you overconsume, you're going to be poor. You're going to stay poor. You will be poor if you overconsume anything because those are the things that cause you to lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, you will lose your money. You know, that's the thing. You will lose your money, right? And that's why we don't have a lot of entrepreneurship. We don't have a lot of business ownership. A lot of the times the black community will try to tell you, oh, the best you can be is an employee. The best you can be is to work at the factory down there. The best you can be is to get a regular job and then that's it. No, we are in that mindset because one thing, we don't believe in ourselves, right? But also because we don't know what it really means to be a creator, to be a businessman. We don't really know what that really means because there's a lack of it in the black community, right? And the people who are super successful and who are bosses, they disassociate from black people and they're around white people, right? And so we have a lack of education and a lack of like building our self-esteem around it. That's why we don't go into those areas. We don't have a lot of exposure to it. And a lot of us could get there, but without any of that, but we just need self-belief. We need self-belief. And you can really only get self-belief when you kind of get away from the things that tear you away from looking at yourself in the mirror and figuring out who you are and actually trying to tangibly improve. Right? So that's pretty much all I got to say, man. Peace out.